Hey y'all, it says share your referral link. I don't know what that is right now. Who? Child, look at this. I'm looking a hot goddamn mess right now, but I've been working. I just got out the shower, and I'm gonna come back here in a few hours and do a cross watcher. But child, let's talk about this foolishness. I'm so tired of if y'all like being exposed, then I like exposing you. I'm not mad about it. We ain't got no beef. We ain't gonna beef about it because all of this shit is facts. And everybody adults, they know what they doing. Motherfuckers did the most. When I tell you I got goddamn packages all over my fucking floor, stacks, and I still got one, two, three, 4.5 boxes. Plus they're delivering more boxes tomorrow. And then I have another delivery after that. But those ain't all of them ain't sold. So let's talk about this bullshit, this foolishness. What's up, Jigs? Hey Nita. Hey Nikki. Hey Carbon. Let's talk about it. We gonna start with the aesthetic first. The aesthetic was good. I didn't do a reaction video just because I just been doing some other shit. Hey Sherry Boo. Um, been doing some other shit and I just, haven't really gotten around to it. I just didn't really, I won't say that important, but I just didn't allow it to, sidetrack me because I got so much I'm trying to do right now. So, and to my mods, if there's anybody that's on here that you want to come up and you want to validate anything I'm saying, you definitely can. Not even just my mods, but I mean anybody that may have been present around there, or you can even put it in the chat, okay? Greetings, everybody. Hey to my mods. Greetings, greetings. Hey, Chelsea. Hey, tell Isaac I said hello. Um, sorry, I had just ate a Morning Star burger, a griller, a Morning Star griller, and it was good. I didn't even finish it. What's up, Charming? What's up, my cool little? Hey, Bridget. So the aesthetic. So we had everything went off smooth. Actually, it was crazy because the only issues that we had was with fucking security. Two different securities that we had. So the first one, and I haven't even reached out just because I feel like I'm over it, because she ended up reaching out and said that she couldn't believe that I did her the way that I did her, and she was humiliated. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How did I do anything? And she said, ask your team. And I'm like, I didn't even respond because what am I asking my team about? Like, let's just get into it. I wasn't even gonna get into this particular one, but I am. Because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck people be doing, bro. Like the shit be crazy to me. I don't even know. I really don't. So, ooh, move over table. Oh God, sorry if you. It's kind of a mess if you see my house. It's all right. I don't care. Um, so she showed up at the wrong hotel. I don't know why she thought she had the hotel. Um, cause the aesthetic we held in a conference room at a hotel. And hey Chaz, um, hey Aubrey. And so she had the wrong hotel, but she came with her spouse. She's supposed to be in security, and she came with her spouse. Everybody knows that's not allowed. You know you're not allowed to bring your spouse, your children, none of that, especially if they have not been vetted, because it's a vetting process. And if you are supposed to be working for a walk with the ancestors as security, you should know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. Yeah, everybody say happy birthday to Aubrey. Aubrey, I just shared your Cash App link too. Over table, dang. So she came, with her husband, and she hadn't sent in her ID, which is a requirement. Everybody, whether they were working or not, was required to send her their ID in. Everybody sent in their ID except for her. My team said she told them that I had her ID. I don't have your ID. Even if you sent it in previously, I don't save those kind of things. Hey, Miss Carmen, I just processed yours. Yours is gonna be going out, your book. Um, but I don't keep your IDs. You know what I mean? I get rid of them. I delete them. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that's crazy. So I'm still giving it a pass because I'm just happy that she would come out and do security. And again, we had a whole security team, so she wasn't the only security that we had. And so the address was given out. So then she came. And apparently she brought her husband again and left him down in the lobby while she came up, um, and addressed like whatever my team. I don't have anything to do with the shit. You know what I mean? I have a whole team, a whole security team as well that's gonna handle everything. And I trust them to do what's gonna be in Quatita Dean and to walk with the ancestors' best interest. Okay, so they told me they did not like some things. Who said that? Oh, I see it. Okay. Let me get it out. So they told me that they didn't like some things. Okay. And so I said, okay. So they said that they wanted to have a conversation with her. And so because of that, uh they said they had a shirt for her because the whole team had shirts. You know what I'm saying? So they said that they didn't even get a chance to give her the shirt. And then they felt like although she brandished the weapon, she didn't point it, she didn't like, she wasn't like wailing it around or anything like that. But my team felt as if she was being like trying to intimidate or whatever, because they said she took her backpack off and then she unharnessed her weapon. You know what I mean? And it was like, well, what the fuck? And so they made a choice to to ask her to leave. So it had nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? So when I get the text of I humiliated her, I'm like, this shit didn't have nothing to do with me. They felt the need to do whatever they felt was best. Okay. So let me drop the link. Let me see what was said up here. No, the husband wasn't working. Everybody knows that you got to be vetted. Like I was just gonna overlook that. You know what I'm saying? Once, because she actually told it to me that her husband was there and they wanted to check out the place, and I'm like, I conveyed that to my team, but they did not care for that because they know everybody must be vetted. Everybody must send in their ID regardless. You know what I'm saying? So this was the first hiccup or issue that my team faced. Okay. I dropped the link. Um, so the second issue that came was with the other security, which was August. Okay. So apparently August didn't he couldn't find his shirt. He had his shirt the night before, and when it came out to it, he couldn't find his shirt. And so he was not in position. Apparently he had went to go smoke. So he went to go get high and smoke some weed, which my team is like, greetings.
Greetings, how are you?
I'm good.
All right. So where do you want me to start?
Wherever you want to start at.
I want to start at the. I know you addressed first off. You called and asked me to do you a favor and come out there
Yes.
and have security on that call. You asked me also to get to the hotel early to look at the exits and all the things that security.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I told you and everybody on the call, I'm flying in Saturday. I told you
Yes.
on the phone personally, Michael's coming with me. New Orleans is not a place that I go alone.
I didn't know Michael was coming with
I
you.
told verbally, I told you that, and then I told you again when we were on the phone at the hotel when you called me.
I don't remember that on the call, or I would
Okay,
have
well I'm
conveyed
gonna
that
go
to
back.
my team.
No, I'm not talking
But
about. No, no, I'm
even
talking.
if he was coming, why would he be at the place?
Okay, but let me go. Let me tell you. So when I get off the flight, we proceed, do our thing, drop our luggage as normal people do, right? So now that we're at the time that we can eat, we go and eat. So at the time I'm eating, I text you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and look at the hotel early. Okay, this is before 12 o'clock. It's 11 something. I go and I do that. I mean, I get there at the residence or
Yeah,
wherever.
because you said you had just had brunch. Y'all
Right.
had brunch. Y'all was just
Mhm.
able to eat, and
Right.
you was there. You wanted to look at the
Correct.
place.
Correct. He was downstairs. He was never even anyway. That's not irrelevant. So I go ahead and I ask the people. They said they don't have a conference room. Fine. And that's when I text you. They said they don't have a conference room. I stayed in that hotel for a whole week and a half. I knew it was somewhere, but I really didn't give a shit. I was just like, cool. Let me just let her know. Maybe I have the wrong hotel. I'm trying to get things done so I can get back and get dressed. All right. So then after that, I reach out to you and you tell me this is where I think things got awry, went awry. You tell me that Audra's been trying to reach out to me. I have no text from her. So I go in the group that has not been actively talking about anything pertaining to the event. I go in that group and I say, Audra, give me a call. She does not quote Q, the other young lady does. Now, your name started with Q. She calls.
Yeah.
She actually says there's not been a lot of communication in the group. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just saying if she's saying she's reaching out to me and I'm not showing up doing what I need to do, then where's the communication dropping? So my thought was it dropped with Audra, to be honest, because she never reached out on a personal level. I went through and checked all my damn text messages. So that was a lie. She had not been. So it was nothing in the group. Then we get to, she's like, okay. Then they drop in the group about 1:30 to be there at 3:30. I'm like, well, that ain't enough time for me to get what I need to do. I'm still got to check in and do the things, right? So once I go, I come back at 3:30, as they said, and I do not walk around New Orleans by myself. I'm sorry. So my husband being down there, he was going to be there, like I told you before. So now we fast forward, because I saw that in the comments, like, I'm not a man. Anyway, so um, where was I with that? Um, so they drop in there at 3:30. I
Hold
get there.
on, Jigs. I got you. Hold on.
I get there at 3:30, and I proceed to go and I check everything. Now, when I get there, it's already a vibe because I was very direct with Q, who called me. Like, I'm not here playing these kind of games. I'm a direct person, and you know that. So if you ask me to do something, I'm gonna do it, and that's it. But all this old going around here and saying I'm like, dog, this is the Mean Girl crew. I'm not a part of that shit. That's exactly what it seemed. So now I go ahead and when I get there, they got on shirts and they are all black. I said, damn, I don't have no black pants. I'm being, and Q was showing me the exit. I'm like, okay, cool. We just need two people. Boom, boom, boom. That should be fine. So I don't even have my camera bag. Let me ask you to take pictures too. So I go back, get dressed, put makeup on, get camera bag, come back. I get back now. It's like, oh, she doing something. That was the weirdest shit. They were standing around me. Now I got a 9mm on my waist and a camera bag. Why would they be standing around asking these questions like what do you think I'm here doing? That makes them, it was berating, it was humiliating, it made, and when you say you need my ID, I'm here to secure. Who am I IDing myself? What is the ID for? And it's very insecure to have IDs in a binder, a big ass binder with people information. That's not secure. And you know how I rock. That's not secure for me. And I had given you my information plenty of times. We done had many different managers and the emails and change. I'm like, I can't keep doing that. And so that's why I just stood on like, I'm not gonna do that. You asked me for a favor, Q. I was not, I'm not on that type of time, and you know that. But I don't know why this narrative keep trying to be spun like this.
Well, I like I said, everybody that Jigs and Sherry came as a favor, Quintora came as a favor, but because of the protocols and the way that I do the policy, everybody just sends in their ID. Nobody has privy to the book with all of the shit in it,
I
except for,
start
you
with it.
know, myself, Lisa, and Quintora Adria. We are the only people who can get to the book, who has the book, who've even seen the book. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't keep everybody's ID. Even if you've come to a different event, I don't keep them. You know what I mean? I just don't keep the IDs. So I don't. I was gonna let that go too. Like, okay, well, it's whatever. Like, I'm just happy that she came out to do the security.
Yeah,
Okay. And so I asked you to do the security of the building, and Quintor will secure myself, and then we would have other people also doing security. Now, where everything else went wrong, I don't know, because I wasn't trying to humiliate anyone, because I had no idea what took place until after.
yeah, I understand, and that's why I just left it respectful. That's I don't rock with them. Like I said, it was ridiculous because it was irrelevant. Like I'm like, do you think I was fit to come in airport clothes to an event? They saw what I had on. Like it as a woman. I ain't got no makeup. Like, are you for real? And I didn't look like event time. It looked like
Yeah,
I sent me this at last minute, and so I adjusted what I was doing, and I came and I did what I needed to do because I was asked to do so. And then it's like, oh, you
right.
took too long. Man, I'm grown, man. Maybe if I have to shit, you can't tell me how fast to come back if I don't already do what you asked me to do. Like that was just weird to me. Like I wasn't, you knew I wasn't staying in the hotel y'all were. They even, yeah. Like I said, it was a mean girl crew, and that's okay. To each his own. But I just didn't want to be labeled as if I was not showing up and doing what I was asked to do. I was on no setup type shit, or I had any kind of other intent other than to show up for the soul and spirit like I was asked to. Because that's
Correct.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
And again, I show gratitude that you came. You know what I mean? But everything else was not
Nah, that was.
on me. I was very disappointed of how they told me they felt like you showed up. I was disappointed at that, because I'm like, damn,
I was disappointed that
why
somebody.
would this happen?
I was very disappointed somebody lied to you on me directly to you through text or whatever that looked like. I was like, how would you? It's you can prove that, ma'am. You can't lie that you didn't contacted me anyway because I got text messages and you do too. We all in the same group. And I'm just saying though, if I'm gonna tell you how I know it was intentional, then I'm gonna just say it. They all had shirts. Nobody even put in the group that nobody was getting no damn shirts.
No, I didn't know we had shirts, because I bought a whole dress,
Yeah,
and
man.
that's when she was like, "Oh no, I got a shirt." Like, it was a surprise to the team that she did this for us. So then she was like, "No, I got Netta a shirt." I went by what her size would have been last time I saw her last year at the last Aesthetic. So she had your shirt.
But I
Everybody had a shirt. So
it was just off-putting. I was like, damn, I just wish communication would have been better. And as a manager and you working with a team of people, you have to communicate things. And I understand I always stay back when I go to mistakes. I don't never get into where you at, what you doing unless you ask me to. But otherwise, like I'm good at being off. I don't need to be in the circle. But when
yeah.
I need to show up, I will. And that's what I thought I was doing. So I hate that it went off like that, but I'm not gonna sit there and be berated by no. Was not gonna do it. I'm sorry.
Well, again, I appreciate it. I hate that you feel like that, that you feel like that's the way that things went. I hate that they feel like that's the way that things went.
Yeah, they all.
Because again, this was a favor. You know what I mean? You did me a favor. So I don't know what happened. But I allow them to make the decisions that they feel like is gonna be best for me. You know what I mean?
They thought
So
that.
again, I didn't know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they thought that would be best, but that's just very irrational to me, especially when I laid everything out previously via call. So.
Yeah, again, I don't remember you telling me Michael was coming. Even
Mm,
though if he was coming, like, I understand, like,
oh no.
nobody wants to walk around New Orleans by themselves. I get that part, but even like I said, Netta, even if he was coming, I didn't know that you would bring him to the location. You know what I'm saying?
He not gonna, but he was gonna, he don't rock like that. He was gonna know where I was regardless. In
Yeah.
New Orleans. But like when we was on the phone and you asked me about this, I told you he was gonna come once I booked my hotel. I told you about that because um
I honestly, I don't remember you saying it. I don't.
the only reason I know I said it to you because you was like, yeah, see, that's why I need you here. Was because of that. Because I said like, I can't, I don't rock like that in New Orleans. I traveled everywhere else by myself, as you see, but that ain't the place. So, but
Okay.
all right.
Gratitude.
I appreciate you letting me get up here and get that off because I don't, I done held my tongue long enough.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Gratitude. Okay. Bye. Greetings, y'all.
Greetings.
Greetings.
So I'm gonna drop the link so Audrey can come up as well, and Aubrey. I appreciate y'all as well because y'all as well did me a favor for coming out to do security as well.
For sure, for sure.
Gratitude. Anytime.
Any day.
Hey, Katora. Oh, you're on mute.
Greetings. Yes, greetings, everybody.
Hey,
That's
Greetings.
What's
Quatora.
really good, y'all?
Hey, Quatora.
Okay, so tell me what y'all was gonna say.
uh, I I was gonna start it off with the incident that happened
Queen
with
of Turn.
the intimidation tactic and the firearm. I was physically right there when it played out, and how
Greetings,
Lisa went
Marshall.
about it. What'd you say, Kwatiti?
Oh, I was speaking to Marshall.
Okay. How Lisa went about it, we already had a few of the guests in the area for one. So when Lisa pulled Netta to the side, she pulled her to the back by the laundry room away from the guests to have a conversation with her that I couldn't even hear because that's how private it was. Netta proceeded to come out of that room and began to get loud directly in front of Lisa and caused a scene because she felt the type of way. Because Lisa basically told her, like, we felt how we felt. You said you was going to be gone for 3 minutes, which turned into an hour. We're uncomfortable with that. So thank you for coming, but, you go about your way. She proceeded to stand there and make a scene. She already came with her belt buckled, book bag on, and this whole time you having a conversation, you took your backpack off. You unbuckling your belt with your gun is holstered on. It's not like you came in there unput together. You looked it ready. So why would you stand here and undress and have your gun on on standby right there like you trying to show it? Why you speaking to Lisa? Then you speaking with aggression and disrespect when she just pulled you to the side calmly. This is Lisa we talking about.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is Lisa.
Mhm.
You went about it completely wrong, and this my first mistake. I don't know you from a can of paint. So for you to think that was okay to even come in there and do that and basically throw off the energy of the mistake, because that's what it gave. Like you wanted to make it about you and cause a scene because your services were no longer needed. So now you're making it uncomfortable not only for the security that's new there, but also for the people that just came here to experience the mistake. Because who would want to hear somebody in a corner yelling and going off and causing a scene with staff that they know works with Katita Dean? That don't even make sense, because now you're making it look as if we don't have what we got set up put together when we all here to be a team.
Okay. Gratitude. Okay. I see you in the chat. I'm gonna let them talk because they didn't want to come up while you were here up here. So I'm gonna just let them, say what they gotta say first. Because we kind of got some stuff we're gonna cover here. But go ahead. Go ahead, y'all. Here's so much.
Just as far as the group chat, some quick, because I was in the group chat. It was well communicated as far as it went for me. We already knew the hotel or well Quatita was gonna be at, so you know, and I was under the impression that Quintora was the head of security. And anybody know how security go. If you the head of security, you should have been there with Katita days on end, like showing up the day of, and then trying to come in like you running stuff. That kind of didn't even make sense. Like, yeah, and just to come on that line as if don't nobody got screenshots and can't post us communicating on what we doing. Like, yeah, that's weird. So yeah, I'm gonna just shut the fuck up. I'm a little over her. So yeah.
Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Um, okay. Go, who's gonna say something else? Go ahead, y'all.
Look at that horn.
Okay, I'm off mute. You can hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna back it up to the conversation, right, on the phone. Once she did text the chat, and I tried to stop, I mean, break in while she was up here as y'all was ending, but I didn't mind being up here while she was up here. Nonetheless, when I made contact with her, I said that it wasn't a lot being said in the chat because we didn't know that she had touched down. She didn't update nobody, right? Like everybody else did. She
Hmm.
wasn't in no communication until pretty much that chat. Now, talking to you, to me, don't count, right? Whatever was said, however that went, that's not even what we're talking about. So when I did speak with her after the 3:30, you know what I'm saying, meet was posted, when I talked with her, she should have let me know then that, all right, cool, I ain't gonna be able to do the 3:30. Um, or when she got there, she came in a few minutes late, which is, I mean, okay, but the time was the time. I guess it wasn't said broke out, and maybe Audra, okay, note taken. Next time when you get there at 3:30, it's go time. It wasn't time to get a look at the operation, a look at the setup, and then skate out. 3 minutes turned to an hour. That's how that went. It was we was already on go, so it didn't matter who it was or you know what I mean. Everybody is everybody because if somebody slide in, we all off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how that went,
You
and I
all
didn't.
had it mapped out very, very well.
And it
And you
was
know,
security. Hey, and it
and
was it was
I
official.
thought I thought she had told us previous that she would be coming in about 11, is what I thought. So it was scheduled to start at 6. You're correct. It was scheduled to start at 6, but everybody was supposed to be in place, but based off of what oh wait a minute. Based off of what they were telling me, the way that they had everything set up. Like it
It
was
kind of just don't make sense. This is head of security talking about the event, and you coming at the moment of like, what is we doing? You okay? It started at 6. So what time did you get there to man your post and know what we doing or anything like that? Cause we was in rehearsals the day before trying to figure out what we doing. Like,
yes,
That
y'all had
night,
rehearsals the night before.
yeah,
very
like
Everybody had
true.
what?
their walkie talkies. Because people had different posts. You know, we had people. I
Don't
had
even worry about it.
August
Hold, hold,
supposed to
hold,
be
hold, hold, hold,
outside.
hold, hold that close tight.
Okay,
Hold that close tight, if you don't
okay,
mind,
go ahead.
respectfully. Uh-huh.
Yes,
No, that's it. That's all I was gonna say. If you know, you know. You had to be there. All of the above, right?
correct. Okay, got you, got you.
I
Yes,
love you back. Okay, I'm gonna mute again.
yeah, okay. Hey, Aubrey. Hey, Adria.
Hey,
Yo, yo, yo.
listen, I was there with you. You knew nothing about this. Everything that had transpired inside of this particular situation transpired while you were getting yourself ready for the event. What was told on the opposite side of what transpired, we were filled in 20, maybe 15 minutes prior to you going down to greet your guest. So Quatita Dean knew nothing about what transpired and what happened. Everything that happened in the way of how we met. We met on how the security was supposed to go. Everything went the way that it was supposed to go. Once it went left on however that situation may have went with the parties involved. But who was there in regards to everything that transpired in regards to that situation was Quintora.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
inside of her protecting you, they call judgment on whatever the situation was.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I feel like
Which I
it's
couldn't say nothing about. You know what I
I,
mean? Because I don't know. I wasn't at any of these meetings.
correct.
You know what I mean? I trust my team to do what my team is supposed to do.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's what we're supposed to do.
So what you go ahead, Audrey?
So I can take constructive criticism when it is needed, when it is granted. I can do that because I'm always in a space for growing. Sometimes I don't. It doesn't matter who it comes from. So I want to say that to Miss Netta. Um, and so I heard you. I will reflect on it because that's what I'm supposed to do as a manager. For a walk with the ancestors. When it comes to the communication, as soon as so when we were told that you would be coming in that morning and we didn't hear from you right away, you were supposed to, so technically you were supposed to be landing when we were starting our Marie Laveau tour. Jig, Sherry, August, all of us, Aubrey, Jose. We were supposed to be. We did start, actually start at 11, and so as soon as I was able to stop from that tour because we were a little bit late, so the guy had to catch up. Whatever. I'm just giving some details of how that communication went that day. So then, as soon as I was able to stop, I sent out a text message in the security thread. Hey, like, we're meeting at the hotel. This is the address at 3:30. Mind you, this is probably around 12 noon. So we still got 3 hours prior to, let's just say 2.5. And so, because again, I didn't know if you had touched down yet, even though we knew around the time she was supposed to be coming around 11. We'll be on a tour. Cool. So, so then I said Quatita's resting, and then I said Quatita's resting. She's going to be in meditation and also eating something. And so please let's not bother her today. If you need anything, you can reach out. Netta, she did. She texted, and then I immediately forwarded her phone number because I wasn't sure if Quintora was watching it, because Quintora was with Quatita and Aubrey getting ready in the room, privacy. That's what we were on. Again, when I tell y'all we planned this day, like we planned, like we was having meetings every day for the last 2 weeks prior to the aesthetic, because I can overthink things sometimes. And so immediately I text Contour like, hey, I'm still on this tour, we're about to get ready to wrap up, but can you go ahead and reach out to Netta for me? That's how Contour even reached out to Netta, is because I initiated a phone call because I know she needed to be communicated with. So Netta, if you feel as though I dropped the ball, I apologize, but I'm telling you what I did in my actions, for that. And so then when Netta came the first time, and I don't know if she's on here, me and
She is.
another guest, okay, Tanika Kurtz, me and her, we were in a conversation, but at the time I'm with Lisa, and on the balcony, Lisa steps in and talks to Quintora. Me and Tanika Kurtz, we still in the conversation. My back is turned, and then my phone was on the couch by Pam in Majestic, if I'm not mistaken. Pammy was there, and so Pammy said, "I'll watch your stuff." So I'm talking. Mind you, I didn't even, to be honest, y'all, I didn't even see what was going on behind me. Like, it happened that fast. So I'm talking with Tanika. I look down at the time. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. Let me go down here and relieve Carbon and Jigs. Jigs, remember, because me and Jose came running to y'all. So by the time me and Jose leave the building, everything had already been done with Lisa, Quintor, all that. To where I'm like, is something going on? That's how quick it happened. Jose was like, honey, let me tell you, like we got to figure this out. And I'm like, okay, I'll handle it as soon as I get back. I relieved Jigs and Carbon and came back. And so, but that was the second instance. The first one, when she came in, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? She was nice. I told her, she's like, where my shirt at? I said, no, I got you a shirt. It's upstairs. Forgot to grab it when we left the room. Give me about 5 to 7 minutes. I'll go back up there and get it for you. She was like, yeah, I got on black jeans. I said, you don't have to. I said, you look good. Because she had on a gray jean. I think she had on a gray jeans and a gray hoodie. You look good to me. But I can understand if that's not somebody's, personal, what they want to do. I understand. I can respect that. And then I know she ended up going up and talked to Lisa. Me, Jigs, and Sherry kept decorating, did we not? We did. So my back was turned. Then the whole thing happened with August, and then that's how that first incident happened. So like, and I'm probably jumped around a little bit, but I want to say that the reason why Quatita has a team, and this team has been put together for, I want to say, even when I came in as LSGC blogger, like it's been over a year now, maybe going on a year and a half. And so like we've had certain growths. And I'm going to put this out there because people need to understand that in person we may only get together one, a couple of times a year, maybe under 3 times a year. And then when we do get together, and if it is for business, we are trying to execute that business in the best way that we know how to do in that moment with the resources that we have available. That's why some people have been let go, because of the things that we learned, the things that we are going to grow from this past weekend. And so I think that overall the aesthetic was great. I think that well, not that I think, I know that Quatita does not know, she did not know anything that was going on. As a matter of fact, she didn't learn of anything until actually Sunday night. And we're talking about 9, 10 o'clock at night, y'all. She was, I think, in a room packing. Like, that's how late we waited to tell her. Why? Because she is the CEO. The CEO has employed a team to handle these type of situations. Now, if she feels as though the team didn't handle it right, please trust and believe we will jump into a meeting and she will let us know. And we will learn from our mistakes and we will move forward. But that's the whole purpose of having a team. Everybody is not going to like how the team handles business. Everybody's going to have criticisms. Everybody's going to have good ideas on how we can grow, and we will reflect on it all. We take what makes sense, we take what don't, and that's just how it is. But that was the purpose of us. And for those who attended, they will tell you, as a team, collectively, we worked our ass off. We made everybody feel welcome, loved. We spoke with people. When the first group got there, immediately I introduced myself so they don't think they waiting around. This is who I am. This is what we got going on. This is our schedule right now. I know we run a little bit behind, but don't worry. The second group is on their way. Boom. As soon as I say that, I run out the door with Jose. We run to make sure that Carbon can leave, and we waiting for around for like 2 more people. Miss Jean and Tamiko not realizing they was already there. But in the hotel, you know what I mean? So like that's how that works. So we we um we try to communicate the best way that we could in that moment.
So Adria is my executive manager. If there's a decision that needs to be made, her and Lisa is going to make it because Lisa is the executive head of HR. And HR is going to deal with any human resource issue. And they're going to make the executive decisions that need to happen. Aubrey is the coordinator of the company. So things need to be coordinated a specific way. She's going to help to coordinate and get things to where they need to be. Jose is my assistant. These things have been in place. Quintora always does head of security for me. She's been to several events where she's security. And so me saying that anybody was head of security, I've not said that either. I did ask for her to come out and do security. I asked Sherry and Jigs to come out and do security. um August wanted to come. I said, well, if August is gonna come, have him help do security. You know what I'm saying? That's what the role he used to play for me, so that's the role that he took up this time as well. And then, excuse me, to show our gratitude, we gave out gift bags to everybody that worked. You know what I'm saying? And just to show our appreciation, I even tried to pay Sherry and Jigs. They sent my fucking money back. You know what I mean? So, like, I did. You said I said that. I don't remember saying it. Just like I don't remember you telling me Michael was coming.
You you
You know what I'm
breaking up.
saying? I would have told my team that. You know what I'm saying? Even if I said head of security, I don't recall ever saying that. I did ask you to come out and do security, and asked if you would. Let me tell you why I know I didn't say head of security. Let me just, if we're gonna go there, I'm gonna go there. Let me tell you why I know I did not ask you to do head of security, because I remember the issue from LA. And the issue stood on a personal level between you, myself, and Quintora.
You breaking up,
Quintora
Quatita.
was, Quintora was coming to do security. So I knew that I did not want to say head of security. I never said that in a meeting. I never said that to anyone because of the level of the situation from LA, right? Because there was a personal thing that took place in LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear me?
It's getting choppy.
I didn't hear
Okay.
none of that.
It's staticky. Hold on. Let me see.
I think she went out. She's gonna come back in. Greetings, carbs.
You looking good, Miss Aubrey Marie.
Greeting.
Ciao.
Y'all, cause it's her birthday. It's her birthday. Mm.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Miss
Hey, happy
Marie.
Missy
happy birthday,
Monet.
boo.
My cousin
Gratitude, y'all.
AB.
Listen. Well, I wonder why it's staticking. It's probably because her spirit is high,
Her
honey.
energy, yeah, her energy is
Mm-hmm.
very high. Exactly. Because none of this shit makes no sense. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Right.
It makes no sense.
I think what a lot of people are missing is that we value her safety for one. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that no one can do when it comes to us making sure that she is safe, especially when we're talking about a mistake.
No, for
That
real.
that is like I've been to four at this point. So
hmm
when we're talking about making sure that she's safe and making sure that she's good and she's comfortable, that is a huge number one priority that I think that a lot of people don't understand, that this woman has been through a lot when it comes to her safety. And when you finally have people that understand the seriousness in regards to making sure that you're safe, it doesn't matter. If there is one thing that is going to go left, we don't have room for that
No,
at
for real.
all.
For
There is no room for errors. There's no room for anyone to do anything at any given moment. If the executive decision from Audrey and Lisa was, hey, we have to cancel this because number one, we're 15 minutes to when she comes down. And number two, if it's a hostile moment, we don't have time to diffuse this or talk about this right now because an event still has to go forth. This is a business decision that had to happen. But I think that people are forgetting that this is a serious topic in regards to her safety. It doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't at all. And just to give some perspective, I've been rocking with her since 2019. She got my personal address. She done been to my family's house and all that. And guess what I did? She said send in ID. And guess what I did? I sent in my ID.
We are vetted. Even the close people to her, me, Jose, everybody was vetted. Nobody was given oh, well, I know you. She's literally been at our house. We still were vetted and told, hey, me and Yehuda are vetting off of that.
Facts.
I know that to be a fact. That lady calls me every day. I still
hmm
was vetted.
hmm
So it does not matter. At the end of the day, I understand how things may have seemed to different people, but what we're trying to do is create a new way of how this business runs, because the old way is not working for anybody that's inside of her team right now. We agree with her with, hey, your priority of your safety is our number one concern. On top of everything else that we talk about and do for this company, it has pushed the narrative for her to be in rooms that she deserves to be in. And we stand 10 toes down behind her because we will work hard to make those things happen.
Okay. I don't, it, Lisa's coming.
Okay. I don't know why you're static. I think your spirit is high, girl.
It's also staticky. I can barely hear anything. It's so much static, you know. Like, I don't know, but Lisa's coming. Can y'all hear everybody else?
Yeah, it's just when you're talking, you're just staticking a little bit. Well, a lot of it, but I don't know if it may be just like your Wi-Fi connection, probably.
Turn it on. So, okay. That may be better. I don't know. But Lisa's up here.
I'm here. Oh, can you hear me? Mm, 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 mm. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, cool.
I can. Well, I can. Can y'all hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Gratitude.
Hey,
Sorry.
Lisa.
Hey, I was in the other room. Apologies.
Greetings.
What's going on?
Y'all, Lisa missed the whole conversation probably.
I did. I just saw it.
So Mary's in the chat, and she came up. Yeah, this is the lady who told you took too long to dress. So this is the thing, like it's the case.
It's the gaslighting. Because Netta, you told us, I'm going to start from the beginning. So, first, you were told to be at the meeting space in the security chat at 3:30. You showed up at 3:40, I believe. You were walking around, checking out the space. I told you to give us 5 minutes. We needed 5 minutes. You carried on and kept looking around. I went up to you with a book where everyone is vetted, and I didn't have your license. I asked you for your license if you had it on you. You said no, that governess has your license and something about like she knows who you are or whatever it was you said. I said, well, we all have our licenses here. I think you pulled out your phone and I said, you have it on your phone. You said no. After that, you then came up and introduced yourself. You said, oh, I'm Netta. I think I met you at the last aesthetic. I said, yes, I met you in Los Angeles. Next thing we knew, you said you needed to go change and you said you'll be 3 minutes. Audrey said she had a shirt for you and you left. I'm gonna say that was 3:45, 3:47. We did not see you or hear from you until 4:45, I believe it was. If Quintor is here, we can check with Quintor. I knew you were coming up the elevator because we already had a group there. I pulled you to the side. I asked you if I could speak with you for a couple of minutes. Pulled you to the side where the laundromat area was, and no one could see you. I told you that as a part of the executive team of a walk with the ancestors, I felt that what you had been doing was suspect, and I felt that it was best that you leave. As I was saying that, you dropped your bag and you pulled out your gun and you started doing all kinds of funny bits with it. I don't give a fuck what she was doing with that. I really don't. Um, you started saying, I said something about, you said it was only going to take you 3 minutes. You said no. I said 3 miles, that my hotel was 3 miles, Quintora. I believe it was Quintora. Said, no, we all heard you. You said 3 minutes. And then you said you were the head of security or some shit like that. And I said, no, you are not the head of security. And honestly, in my head, I'm like, well, if a person is the head of security, then wouldn't they want to be there at 3:30 so that they know the plan? But whatever. So as that was going on, we are having our conversation. You grabbed your stuff up. You started to walk out of that little hallway and you turned around. You tried to be loud and you said you were a straight shooter or something like that. And you started talking. You said something that our communication was horrible, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It was more gaslighting shit. Like you just, all your lies that you were telling, we were coming back at you. Like Quintora was coming back. Like, no, that's not true. And Quintora let you speak. And then Quintora spoke. This is what it was. I want to tell you exactly what it was. You were pissed because I called you out on your fucking gaslighting and your lies. The other thing that pissed you off was because my skin was white. And I was telling you that you were no longer a part of this event. Then, when Contora got you and told you about your lies, like you weren't even responding in the security chat. So, ma'am, you need to go sit down in the back and never come to one of these events again because I am not here for the bullshit at all. And that's all I got to say about that.
Exactly that, Lisa.
Hmm. Like, don't think you can come in and try and intimidate someone because if you felt the need to do that, that was stupid. That was stupid. You started to get loud when you got in the hallway because you wanted people to hear you. No one wants to hear what you have to say. You're nothing. You're absolutely nothing. That's how I feel. And how dare you do what you did at an event where we're all there to protect governors? You're going to come out like that? No, bitch, go sit in the back. That's exactly how I feel about you. We were nothing but kind and respectful and professional to you. We never raised our voices. We never did anything. We're business women. We're a corporation. That's what we are. You can't handle that. See, you're used to them fucked up people way back when, and you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. Not like that now. No. Mm-mm. Not on our watch. Everybody that's up there on this panel now, not on our watch. I'll tell you that right now. And this is me being calm because I really wanted to fight you.
Talk it, Lisa. Talk it,
Come
Lisa.
on.
Shit now.
Hold tight.
I mean, that was so. You call yourself a professional and you're down with Quatita. You've been down with her for years, and you know how it goes. You've been to all these, then you know how it goes. Follow the rules. That's all we ask. Follow the fucking rules. Everybody has to be vetted. Governess called me and my sister for the vetting process. Everybody got vetted. And you think you can just do whatever you want? Mm-mm, no. And I can't really see the chat, so I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Actually, I really don't give a fuck what you're saying. So you can take your messy ass on and do whatever it is that you think you're doing. Mm-mm, no. Done.
Miss Lisa came with the blues, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Hey, but for real, and I was with her from the time Miss Lisa came into the any of it. I was with Miss Lisa, and nothing that she's saying is lying. Matter of fact, Sherry either. You know what I mean? It was a situation that wasn't warranted. If you was getting ready, you know what I'm saying, you could at least, hey, look, I'm just putting this together or whatever. As far as the belt coming off the hip, you saying you had the 9 mil on your hip? It was never on your hip from the time
Oh,
you got into the building and got called to the side.
you
Um,
had that shit out. You was fucking fumbling
yeah,
around with it. Bitch, I don't care about you or your fucking gun. You think you're gonna try and intimidate me? Listen, you can't intimidate a person who has no fear of anything.
And that's
Okay?
how it came across. That's how it came across. And
You
yeah,
knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what no, you knew what you was gonna try to do. And that didn't work with me or Quintor. And Sherry is our witness because she was on the other side, so she heard the whole thing. And I believe Jose was there too, if I'm not mistaken.
He was.
hmm
So you can take your ass and go sit in the back somewhere and never come out of the fucking hole that you're gonna be put in. Because soul and spirit never misses. Never.
Gratitude, Lisa.
Ate
Gratitude.
her
Yes,
down, up
ma'am.
and around.
Yep. I stayed absolutely professional with you. Even when you was fumbling with your shit. I don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. You say you're
And
down with Quatita. No, you're not down with Quatita. Because if you were down with Quatita, you would have done what you were supposed to do. You think you're above that shit. You think you're above the security chat. And then when you said you was head of security, I said, no, you're not head of security. You said, oh, I must have misunderstood. You must have misunderstood a lot of things. A lot of things because you didn't do anything right, ma'am. I asked you twice. Just give us 5 minutes. You couldn't even wait for that. Why didn't you come prepared at 3:30? You said it wasn't enough time for you. Whatever. Whatever. This is the
just
thing.
real,
You're
just
done,
real quick,
bitch.
just real
Yes.
quick. I find it so funny that this time and last time the same individual has all the stuff going around them. Yeah,
Yeah.
just an observation.
I agree, Carmen. I agree. I agree.
So tell me what
Nope.
you mean when you say that, Carbon.
Well, I
I
mean, last time, let's see. What was it last time? Last time she was on the phone during the mistake. Last time that's a complete security breach right there in itself. And you call yourself head of security, but you're on the phone. You wasn't on the phone with nobody that was at the event because everybody at the event was at the event. So who were you on the phone with? Um,
just
yeah,
suspect. Just
y-
suspect. Doing
yeah,
suspect shit.
and things came up missing out of the spot. We had been there for days. You come and all of a sudden shit is missing and so on and so forth. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot I can go into, but those are just two main things off the top of my head that I can think of. You show up and now stuff is missing. People been leaving their stuff out every day, all day, on tables, in open spaces. You know what I'm saying? It might have been adjusted, but it was still on the table. When you come around and now stuff is missing, and then it reappears all of a sudden. Now that everybody's asking questions, where did it go? Yeah, yeah. That's what I
Yep.
mean by that. It's always something around her when she comes around. And it's like, what is that about? I don't get it.
And people need to follow protocol. There's specific group chats. When we have these events, security had their own chat. I wasn't even involved in that chat. Wasn't even involved in that chat. But Audria and Quintor let me know that everything that was said, you wouldn't even fucking respond in the chat. What do you think? You're better than anybody? No, bitch. You are not. You are not at all. It could be a security breach. Carbon, Audria, Aubrey, Jose, any one of us could be. You see what I'm
So
saying? We
she's
all
saying
follow the
last
rules.
last time it wasn't nothing going on, but it was. I even said I said okay, like I don't want to get too deep into it, but what was going on is more on a personal level that spewed over to into the event, into after the event. Okay.
Mhm.
On a personal level, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I just whatever happened this time, I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have happened. You know, you said no, it did not.
Listen, Governor, let me just say this. Netta, you're a gaslighter. You told so many lies in that little tiny hallway with me and Quintora, and then outside when you wanted to get loud when we got near the elevators, you kind of wanted to raise your voice because you wanted people to hear you. You wanted the group to hear you. Mission failed, bitch, because nobody heard you. We kept your ass in check, and then you left the premises.
So she's saying it did not. It did. It did.
Ed.
Because, okay, gloves are off. Gloves are off. Listen, I invited you to this aesthetic this time because everybody knows you're FBI. Everybody knows you're some sort of investigator. You're a cop. I've said it from the time that I've met you. Okay? That's not a secret. So this is why you were invited, because I said, well, let's just bring them on in. I've said it to you personally from the time that I met you that you're FBI. And it's okay. You're going to keep saying it. So on my birthday, we had an Airbnb and we went out. In the club, she whispered to me, you know how you keep saying you think I'm CIA or something? She said, I'm FBI.
Mm.
So later on, when we were riding in the car and I called her out on it, Marshall is in the chat. Marshall is in the chat. Marshall, you're welcome to come up. Because Marshall, you fucking know, when we was riding in the car and her boss called, they were talking in code and that motherfucker hung up very quickly. So then when we were riding in the car and I said, so damn, you FBI. She said, I didn't say that to you. I said, I'm FDIC. That's not what you said. Why would that be a secret? Why would that be mysterious that you work for banks? So I said to them, I think Netta's the Fed, because that's what she said to me. And she's some sort of cop or security or something. So I told you. Now, in the chat, you just said she know that I'm security. Why would I know that you are trained security if I don't know you're a fucking Fed agent, Netta? Because you say you work for a bank. So why did y'all not see she put that in the chat? She put in the chat because you know that I'm trained. Why would I know that? Because you're a fucking Fed agent, bro. And I'm all right with that. So I invited you out because I said to my team, I said, well, if they're going to be there, I want them to know exactly where the fuck we at in case some shit go down. I don't want no mistakes. I want the feds to know where we at. Department of Defense. I still would not know what kind of training you are. Quintora is motherfucking military, bro. So I don't know shit. I don't know shit. So this is what spilled over in LA because Aubrey was pissed. She said she don't like when people come in here lying. There was things that were said. You kept misgendering her, and she did not like the shit. So she wasn't trying to fuck with you. Mama came. They said, Mama said Quatita is right, but she's wrong. She's right. Why don't you just tell Quatita what it is?
You sure
You
did
had
say
already
that.
just told me. So if you told me you was FDIC, I went and I Googled what does they badges look like. The badge you showed me is not the same badge of all these other people that work for the FDIC. So whatever it is, I don't give a fuck. That's what spilled over. So then I see on the video that Mama put you and Aubrey together. like you had some sort of issue. And I called you out this time. I said, why every time I look at the pictures as several different mistakes, you're on your phone. You're not on the phone like this. You're on the phone in the back like this. I said, Netta, who are you talking to on the phone? You said, I just be bored.
And governors, I just want to add
At a
something to that.
aesthetic, you're talking to
Hmm.
someone on the phone.
How were you bored at a aesthetic?
And that shit is okay.
It's disrespectful.
But I invited
This governess frozen.
Seems so. Seems like she,
Girl,
yeah,
she done
froze up.
changed through the computer and the phone, girl. I don't know what is going on. It's bad.
Her energy's high. I'm just going to throw something else out real
I'm
quick,
not doing
governess.
anything, bro. I'm not doing anything.
I'm just going to throw something out real quick. When we went to LA, I didn't know anybody. The only people I knew was governess, Aubrey, and Marshall. When you walked in to that house, Netta, the fucking energy was off. I didn't even know who you were. I didn't know what you were. I immediately got sick. I was like, something ain't right with her. I went outside and started talking to Chaz and Carbon. You came outside, still didn't feel right. Now, I had only met Governess twice, and I was nervous about telling her how the feeling that I got from you. I don't think I even told Governess about that till like 2 or 3 months later. And then she told me like a little backstory. So you're just being suspect on a lot of shit. And it's just not gonna happen anymore. At all. Not while any of us are here.
Exactly that, Lisa. And even for you to continue to be in a chat trying to play victim when you was
Hmm.
just so comfortably holding your gun while you was talking to Lisa, please cut the fucking act.
Absolutely.
Please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hold on. And let me say this. This was my first. This was my very first mistake. And as security, if anybody was their child, I didn't even have a chance to pull out my phone to record a fuck thing. So somebody saying they bored, like, yeah, that's the wrong energy to even be around. Cause I didn't even get a
Hmm.
chance to go anywhere. Shit.
Hmm. Exactly. There's so much going on in an aesthetic. So much. Like you're just you're suspect. Like just own the shit. Be a fucking woman and own the shit. You're wrong. You've come into this wrong. You're just wrong. Because a real woman would own her shit.
And we keep telling y'all, like, Quatita gives people many chances, y'all. She really does.
Hmm.
Even,
Like
even when
you guys
Barbie
don't see
asked
the
you,
back.
you
Yep.
don't, yeah, y'all don't see, you know, the calls, the planning, the, okay, well, maybe I should do something different, you know? So, like,
Hmm.
from me following her back in early 2019 to now, like, she's, she's grown so much and she's actually like slowed down with trying to like, you know what I'm saying, like just let people go. She gives you chance, she calls you up, she asks you questions, she asks you about it so you can have a conversation outside of this platform. And so I think that what happens is too, the behaviors build up and eventually like she just gets tired of it because she's given the opportunities, her actions were fair, right?
Mhm.
And so then this becomes the end result usually. But it's after she's tried. Now I can say with this time around, the team handled this. Again, Kwasi
Yes.
knew nothing until Sunday night when she felt better. And she was only up because she had to get, we had to start packing up. But the team handled this. She was told after the fact, but she trusts her team enough to make these kind of executive decisions on the spot.
Like, answer me this. You claim to be head of security. Why would head of security show up to work an hour after the initial meeting was? First, you came 10 minutes late. I asked you twice, give us 5 minutes. You left, lied about that. Then you came back. You don't even know the plan. We already got half the group there. You don't even know your assignment. You didn't even stay to get your assignment. So how are you head of security and we've done playing the shit out?
Lisa,
Fuck you
better
and your
question.
lies.
Lisa, better question. How are you head of security and you weren't there when Quatita pulled up? But I know who was
Exactly.
there. I know who was there when Quatita pulled up. Quintora.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm not even trying to be like that, but facts are fucking facts. If you're head of
Mm-hmm.
security, that means when the primary target subject arrived, i.e. Quatita, you should have already been in place. Period.
Yep. Yep. And everything with you is, oh, maybe I misunderstood. You didn't
And
misunderstand shit. You had your own fucking agenda. That's the
and
bottom line.
I also want to do this because her point was made in regards to the lack of communication. Audria, this weekend, for this event, because you and I room together,
Mhm.
right? Audria was on her phone constantly. I can go through my call log and tell you how many times there was calls from Audria, Lisa, Quintora, everybody except Jeeves and Sherry because they didn't have my number. But everybody that was a part of the executive team called me personally to keep me updated on every single thing that was happening bit by bit, even when we were not necessarily connected with one another. And on top of that, we had walkie talkies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I do want Audria to speak her piece in regards to her being able to communicate effectively to everybody else that was able to make it at the times that were given for these particular things, because Jigs and Sherry stayed at another hotel that was maybe 20-25 minutes away, probably 30 minutes,
And made it.
On
and
time
made it
each
on
time.
time.
Made it on time.
Yep.
This was not a specific, hey, let me, contact you separately. I watched everything because I'm asking Andrea in so many ways, is there anything else you need me to do?
Hmm.
She's like, no, I have you where you are, where you're where you need to be.
Yep.
Yep.
We have everything else together. Trust me, and I got it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I honestly feel like she's saying that she does not want to be slandered. Well, Quatita's team and her business is not going to be disrespected either.
At all.
Period. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there are so many people that feel like, oh, I'm close to Quatita and I have a close relationship to Quatita. Well, do you know the real shit that happens in Quatita Dean's life for real?
Right.
Are you there to understand that when shit gets real, are you ready for the real when that real happens? Because we ain't looking for no fan moment or no, oh hey, this is me moment. We ain't looking for that.
Mm-mm.
Business is business. And we felt like, because number one, we were in a place where we need to have all eyes because we don't know what's going on. Number two, it was a fucking festival.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So it was millions of people that were in town that were not even normally living there. It was a lot of fucking people there. So you don't know what the fuck could have happened. You know what I
Met,
mean? Like for me, I understand what happened and why things had to happen the way that they did, but nobody is slandering anybody. People are pissed because of what happened and transpired, and everybody has a right to respond how the fuck they want to respond when it comes to them being disrespected.
Hmm.
It is what it is. Your actions provided this solution. I don't think that Lisa is going to allow anyone, and I don't think Couture is going to allow anyone, because I don't even think that you're even somebody that they would want to sit here and get a lie made up about you about. It's not even that deep.
No.
They
she
don't even
keeps it.
know you. I hang with you. You in a whole different state than these two women. So it's not even that deep. The biggest thing is that we as a team want to make sure that Quatita is safe. Period. And she holds us accountable to make sure that that happens. It's a less stressful situation when you, the person, the CEO, the talent, the target of people that want to take you out, have people that necessarily will make moves to keep you safe. That is a major relief for a person. Like I really need people to understand that. This is not for play. This is real life, and we took that seriously. A Walk with the Ancestors did an amazing job on this mistake by making sure that Quatita Dean was able to get to this event safely and also make it home safely.
Hmm.
Aubrey.
Yes.
Yo, I got full
Um,
bars on my computer and everything. Like they fucking with my shit.
Hold on for 1 minute, right? I hear you, not you, Quatita. I wanted to make sure my other volume was off. So at no point, right? I want to make it clear too,
Yo,
right?
I got
At
full
no point.
bars on my computer and everything. Like they fucking with my shit.
Make sure my other volume was off. So at no point, right? Oh yeah, because you got a delay.
Yo,
At no point.
and
Yeah, she got a
everything.
major
Like
delay.
they fucking with my shit.
Hold on for 1 minute, right? I hear you, not you, Quatita. I want to make sure my other volume. Oh yeah, because you got a delay. At no point.
She got a major delay.
She was never not safe, right? She was never not safe. I think we was all taking it serious, um, but we ain't even got to keep beating a dead horse, right? For real, for real. It is what it is. Security is, all the way around. Miss Lisa represented 10 toes down. She, it was communicated, and that was just that, right? I don't know about the reasoning why, but we just acted how we did, right? Protocol, we enforced every rule. We enforced everything just the same way we would do with the folks that paid, right? The guests of the event. Um, so we not taking it too far.
Quintora, do you see this
What that
message?
say? Things only got loud when you said you was about to OTE. Clear me. OTO. What's OTO? Put me on. Clear me.
I think she trying to say, things only got loud when you said you was about to clear me. She talks so much bullshit. She can't even spell at the moment.
No.
Sorry about that.
Even if she did address you, even if it did get loud, my point is this: like, what did you do? Because Contour, I've been with Contour all weekend, and let me tell you something, baby. If Contour get at you some kind of way, you did something to make her go there. So what the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you say? I'm
But hold
sorry.
on, because
But
I didn't have
but
to say
control,
anything to you.
and
I didn't
you
have to
didn't
say
get loud,
anything to you.
Quintora. She got loud because when
This
we
is
got to
true.
where the elevators were, She turned around and said, I need to speak my piece. I'm a straight shooter, or whatever the
Hold
fuck
on,
she
Miss
said.
Lisa. Correct the mundo.
Yep.
And when she said that, she was in the hallway already. That's where everybody is saying that you
Yep.
things took a turn because you stepped into the open space from the hallway going left to right to the elevator
Yep.
hallway. You understand? You know where you was at. So
Yep.
um
And
you
she's the
thought
one
that you
who
was
got
just gonna
loud.
walk away, right? You said what you said. We was about to go back and forth, and I gave you the floor.
Yep.
Stop me when there's a lie. You understand? So you get done talking, and then you're like, all right, have a good day. You done adjusted your backpack and you ready to roll. I said, nah, you're not about to just walk off like that. Let me make sure we talk about it. If that's to clear the air, if that's what you're talking about in the chat, because you know, but you ain't want to hear nothing I had to say. I started talking to you, and you ho. Let me pause you. Let me pause you. You're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
pause me. I gave you yours. Now it's my turn. Let's hear what I gotta say. You ain't want to hear that, right or wrong. Turned your ass around and was like, y'all have a good day. That's all
Yep.
it was. And you left.
Yep.
She says she want to come up.
Then I started with you. Come on, yo.
And
She
we're
says she want to come up.
Yeah,
So
but
I
we're
don't
not
know.
doing that right now because one thing I'm not gonna do is that I'm not gonna argue with nobody at
No,
Mm-hmm.
all.
for real.
Like we work too hard. We communicate professionally. And when Aubrey brought up the communication, let me tell y'all, like I've told y'all I can over communicate sometimes. Like it's nothing for me to hit the button and call all five people on our meeting for just for me to say two sentences. Like Aubrey knows she's like, girl, what is it? And y'all, because y'all that could be me. I would text Carbon in a heartbeat. When I need Quintora, I can text Quintora. Like y'all, actually, Lisa will sit on the phone with me for 2 hours sometimes when I'm doing research for the
Yep.
company. Like that's how devoted I am. The team is. We delegate for each other. When I tell you Aubrey was our coordinator, she was our coordinator because she
Yep.
has the most experience in the aesthetics. And then from there, I jump in, Lisa jump in, Jose, Carbon was there with us. We had Pammy that helped out, and, and we in our Lexus. But the thing about it is that Jigs and Sherry, Jonas, y'all, I'm so into communicating with everybody. I don't even realize that Jigs and Sherry is from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
That's
about
true.
business. We communicating. Finally, after the event, I'm like, I didn't know y'all was Jigs and Sherry Bay.
Yep.
They're like, how'd you not know? Because I'm working. I'm working. Because it was an afterthought. I just know that y'all have been employed to do this event. I'm
There's
working
the
with
link.
y'all
I
to
put the
communicate.
link in. There's the link so she can come up.
Normally I would light my black.
Please don't come up with any lies. Speak truths. You had 15 seconds
And
already.
y'all know what? We gonna let her talk, get her piece out, and we gonna have a respectful conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Because, like Audrey said, we not gonna get up here and argue. We are
Nope.
business moguls up here, and we not gonna go back and forth about nothing that we know that may be the truth that you understand what I'm saying, experienced.
Facts.
Growth, gratitude.
Mm-mm. Ain't nobody gonna go back and forth. The only person that will be able to go back and forth with her will be Quincy the Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody
I
gonna want
don't
back and forth
even
with
know what is happening going back and forth. I missed everything because I'm trying to go back and forth between my computer and my phone. Like every time I go to talk, the shit fuck up on both ends. We ain't even got to August yet or Miss Kim Clark because I'm telling you, I'm going to air everything out because I'm furious right now. This has really just kind of it's solidified. You know what I'm saying? Like how people show up, like that shit is just not okay. It just isn't. You know what
No.
I mean? And I understand because she said she was coming in at 11. I got that part. But I was assuming that maybe because, you can't check into your hotel a lot of times until 3, 4 o'clock. I get that part. You know what I mean? But we can't just hold off. You know what I mean? So you can go get dressed. And then when you ready to come back to the event, then everything is going to be a go. We can't do it like that.
Nope.
My team had two different plans. They had a plan and a contingency plan. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't that shit just is what it is.
Yeah. It
And
is.
again, I had no idea.
None. None. And that's how when these things come like this and the show must go the fuck on, we
Hmm.
made an executive decision. Boom, we done with it and we moved on. We didn't harp on it in the moment. We didn't make no fuss about it. Everything was handled professionally, even from what I was told, by Lisa and Quintora and
Yep.
Sherry, and we kept it moving.
Yep.
That's the whole point. We kept it moving. We were professional through and through.
Always. No one yelled at you, Meta. No one. Not me, not Quintora. Did we stand on business? Absolutely.
And that's the way it was
Absolutely.
supposed to be, Lisa. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, y'all did what y'all thought was in the best interest of not just a walk with the ancestors, but y'all did what y'all thought was in the best interest of Quatita.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
And I'll do it again.
don't ever say I don't communicate
Big, that part.
because I fucking do.
Absolutely, you
All
do.
right, she's up here. Yeah. Go ahead, Netta.
Greetings. I just want to address a couple of things. I'm gonna start one with hold on now. Put my headphone on this way. Y'all talk the name calling and all that. Cool, got that. Not a problem. I see a lot of the bitches and all that shit. I never did address any of y'all like that. Carbon, I was not on Quatia. That was Quintour's job. I was on the residence, the area. And you done dealt been with me before, and I don't. So that's why I was like, why are you even talking about me like this? Dude, I don't, did you say something about stealing or something? Something random, but man, come on. I don't, I don't get down like that. I don't even carry that type of vibe. But I'm
Mhm.
sorry that you feel like I could have been that, but I don't have that kind of
I'm not the
energy.
only one that feels that way, but I understand,
I
sweetie.
understand. Yeah, I'm usually a giver when I come around. I don't usually take anything. That's why I kind of stand off, is because that's my vibe. Um, but also, I want to start with Lisa. And I'm sorry, I didn't even know your name before that. But when you came to me and you said, I feel some kind of way about how long it took you to go get dressed, and you said 3 minutes. Well, I
Mhm.
mean,
You told the whole room 3 minutes.
even though relevance is such, 3 minutes is 3 minutes, understandable. I didn't think, and honestly, I thought I said 3 miles. My hotel 3 miles away. But whatever, tomato, tomato. Either way, I'm standing there. Y'all know I just came from the fucking airport. I have reiterated that to you guys all this time. I have on my Nike pants and a pullover. I'm going to get dressed. We've already discussed because y'all got on nice clothes. I won't do the same. And I don't feel like I should have been questioned for going to get dressed. I actually, like I said, showed up at 3:40, if that's applicable, to do
Hmm.
what was asked of me to do. And it didn't take that much. Like I said, I stayed in that hotel for like a week and a half or whatever before. So it's only two doors. And like I told Quintora, I was like, hey, we got 2X, we need two people. We need to do this. I didn't know that they had already been planning all these things because that's not communicated in that group. The things that's been communicated in the group were more like tours and things that I couldn't attend because I'm not getting there till Saturday.
Okay, hold right there. Right there, right
Okay.
there.
So if,
Hold.
but hold on, if I missed something that was applicable, the only thing I saw that I needed to do was be at the vicinity at 3:30 and secure the area. And so rather being head small, appreciate it. Any kind of sort of security, whatever it is, you still need to know where you are.
But you
So
didn't even
that's
give us the opportunity to tell you that. I told you
that
twice, give me 5 minutes. We just need 5 minutes. You couldn't
understood.
even wait the 5 minutes and you left.
Understood.
So you didn't even know what you were supposed to do.
There
We
was no
didn't, you did not give us a chance to tell you the plan that was already in place.
understood. So that's very much true because I was thinking about I'm seeing everybody dressed, everything's look like it's a go. I need to go and get my shit together. That's what I was thinking about. Get back here so I can make sure that I'm in place to where I need to be. But y'all not thinking about that. Y'all thinking on this totally different level for me.
Yes,
So
protecting
because if
governance.
yeah, I'm protecting governance too because
Can I ask a question though?
yes you
Because
can.
when the conversations went in, I was in the room when Quintora was talking to you on the phone, and she had to say to you, "Don't drink too much
Girl,
because you
what?
can't fly the way we need because you were at the bar drinking."
Oh no, that's not what that was. I was at the bar waiting to see where we were supposed to be. Because remember, I
You
text you.
said I'm having a drink.
Yeah, because I was waiting on the information. Remember, I text you when I at 11 something. I let you know that I was going to go to the event center. After I finish eating, I get there. They say it's
Yeah,
not
but
available.
remember,
Call for one
I
thirty.
called you, Netta, because I said I was
Right. You
checking
had
to see if you landed. You said I already texted you. I said, did you? I said
right.
I didn't even get it. I said, oh, you
Mm-hmm.
did text me. I said I never saw it,
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted to call and check on you to make
Mm-hmm.
sure everything was okay. And that's when you said I'm at the hotel. I just
Mm-hmm.
walked in where the
Mm-hmm.
event is, and I'm
Right.
like, you are. And they
Right.
said to me, Audrey and them said, we haven't given out the location for the hotel yet.
The
So
hotel
then
has been the hotel has been in the the text. That's one
yeah,
thing that
that
I
was,
did know.
but that was the for where we were going to stay.
But that's where the event was, right? Was it
Correct, but
not the
But
same?
you
nobody
didn't
knew
know
that.
that.
I
Nobody
Nobody
assumed
knew
knew.
that.
that.
Let me tell you why I assumed that, because I'm on security. I'm not thinking that we're still in this hide hands
Oh
and
my
not show
God.
people these things. I'm thinking we're showing in this group. I'm thinking that this group is the group that's getting to know where the event is happening. That's exactly what I thought. I didn't think I was not being privy to information. That is my assumption.
But you
And
wasn't
so
at the
that's
right hotel, right?
I was definitely at the right hotel. I was at the same hotel the event was at, the same hotel room, second. I was just on the bottom floor. So that is,
I
yeah, I
had
told you
sent
what
them to
hotel I
go
was in.
get you. They didn't see you down there.
No, I sent you. I mean, I told you where I was when I was on the phone with you when you called me,
I know, and they didn't
and you,
see you because they came down to get you.
I
We
left.
ran down to get you.
I walked out the door. I literally was like, okay, well, cool, and I just left. And I went to the bar to wait. I was like, well, I'm gonna give them a little time because I'm knowing I need to look at this vicinity early, and so I'm still trying to kind of stay in that area. So yeah, no, I don't know why me having a drink would have anything or relevance to do with anything that's going on at 6 p.m. And even if I'm a come on now, y'all
Well,
must
my,
know.
Well,
but if it's the way you
If
say
I'm
it was,
waiting,
me and Audrey should have saw you when we was coming back from where we was coming from. We should have saw you.
I
We know
don't know
what you
about
look like.
any of I don't know about
well,
any of all of the things that y'all talking about. I just know my
yeah, because
movements
Pam
that
was in
day.
the lobby. Pam was in the lobby. But this the thing, like there should have been no drinking, no smoking
What?
weed, which
I
is
didn't
why.
what pause. I'm sorry. Q.
Okay.
This event happened at 6 o'clock. I had just got off the plane. I am in New Orleans. I am going to have a drink on whatever Saturday it was. I don't even like to fly like that. So
So you
yes,
This
had a
is
I
drink
which
walked
is
at
out
the
but
on
okay,
flight.
hold
hotel?
on, wait a minute, because this the
What the
thing.
fuck?
See, but
Why are y'all
this is
questioning
where
my
my issue comes in at because everything that I'm saying to you, you keep saying what you weren't gonna do. This is not Netta's event. This is a Quatita Dean, a Walk with the Ancestors
I
event,
understand that
and
and
I
I'm
have
respecting that.
policies and procedures that you said fuck
No,
because you
there
were
was no
doing me a
policy or
favor.
procedure. There was no policy and procedures on what I put in my body. Nobody said anything to me about that. Quintora is
We
not going
would
to tell
just
me what to
hope
put in
that
my body.
people
I
weren't
was
gonna
not.
be drinking
I'm not.
until
We
time of
drink
the
at the events,
event.
Q. I don't. I wasn't. Listen. I'm not for the.
And
Netta,
wait,
I
the
just
only
have a
reason
quick
I
I
said
question.
something
chose.
about
I chose to wait on you guys to give more information after I reached out to the security group and I had not gotten information back. And then Quintora called me, and that's why I was sitting there literally waiting because I reached out to Audrey in the group. You go back, you can see it. It's time stamped. So
Netta,
that's
let me
why.
just ask you a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said you wanted to have a drink. First, did you drink in the bar in the lobby?
No, I did not drink in that bar in
Okay.
that lobby. I walked down
Second.
the.
Okay. Second
No
question.
questions.
Yep, absolutely. Because we want to
Right.
make sure that it's correct. Second question. When
Mm-hmm.
you go to work in the day, do you drink before you go to work? Especially for something that important? I don't. Nobody on
So
this panel
Lisa,
does.
I was gonna discuss something with you because that's a question that I feel like is being antagonistic. So I'm not gonna answer that. But I will say to
Mm,
you, when you were talking to me, talking
mm.
about me earlier, you used the verbiage that's quite disrespectful, and you also brought up the fact that you think that some about white women. I don't give a damn to white women. I know how they work.
Then
Okay,
why'd you
that's one
pull
thing.
that gun out like that?
Let me discuss that with you because I wanted to address that. So my my gun was in my camera bag. Okay. So I go to get my gun. Now I already had my belt on. So what I had to do was holster the gun onto my belt. So I holstered my that when I get there, that's the first thing I'm thinking about. Getting that gun out and holstering it. So as I'm doing so, you come in and you're talking to me, cool, fine. I continue to do what I'm doing. I'm bending down. I'm not a prop. And you said I'm fumbling with a gun. I was not. I was trying to keep it from poking my side because I'm sure
Quintor,
you don't usually walk with one. So I was adjusting it to my right because it was not on my belt correctly. It goes through two hoops, pushed to the side. But the whole intimidation with the gun thing, I don't play with guns. And Quintora, you know
Quintor,
that it was nothing about what I was doing that made you feel unsafe. My hand wasn't even on the trigger. And as a trained person, you know that's the first sight of a problem.
Quintor.
So talk about it. Guns,
I
drugs,
will.
like y'all acting like I'm a goofy. Like I can sit down and have a drink. Like are y'all
You
serious right
are.
now? Oh, I
Absolutely.
am. I
Absolutely, I
heard
am.
that for
And I'm
sure.
going to tell
I
you, and I'm
appreciate
going to
that.
tell you why.
Y'all don't even know what
Because
I had at the
our
bar.
job,
I never even told them if I had real alcohol. Y'all don't even know. Y'all just assuming because y'all want this narrative.
listen,
It's
no,
just sitting at
because
the
you're
bar
acting
waiting.
stupid. You're
Ma'am,
acting
if you
stupid.
say one more derogatory thing to me, I'm gonna lose my shit. I promise
You're
you.
a dummy.
I'm trying my. Oh my gosh.
Hold
There.
on one second. Hold
Come on
on.
now. This is about.
Because I'm so tired of the
Hey,
gaslighting.
I don't
You
need. Stop talking to
gaslighted with
me.
us in the
Stop talking to
hallway.
me, ma'am.
You
Stop talking
gaslighted
to me.
when
I
we was
didn't
in the
gaslight
elevator.
anybody. Y'all just
You
don't like people
did.
speaking to y'all straight. Stop talking to me, please.
It's not
Quintora, if you would
y'all.
like to
You don't
talk, it's
like it.
okay.
You
I just
don't
Y'all
like
can't.
can't
it.
hear me?
I
You don't
am
like
very.
that we called you out.
You didn't call me out on anything, man. You
Oh, yes,
assumed
we
and you made an
did.
ass out yourself. It was nothing
No,
to
I
call
did
out.
not. Mm-mm.
Please stop talking to me. That's what I asked you to do.
No.
God damn.
Mm-mm.
Quintora, what you talking about?
Nope.
Shit.
You're antagonistic. You need to really work on that.
Really? Then you
Yep.
don't even know me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because you was doing some
Why are
shit.
you still talking, Quintora? You saying something?
If
You
we
are
can't be
nobody's mama
disrespectful to you and
here.
be
I'm
going
not being
off, you can
You are
just be
disrespectful.
nobody's
calm and
mama up
cool.
here.
But
You ain't
talking
You,
telling
to
me to
I,
Lisa
shut
like
up.
that is
what is?
not
I
making
didn't.
you
I
You are
just
work.
want.
not
I said,
doing
please
anything.
stop talking. I said, please. That's
I
not
want
being
you,
mean. Like, what is
I
wrong with you
want
guys?
you to be a woman and own your
What is
shit.
it? On what,
Own
ma'am?
your shit on
That you,
everything that you were suspect in doing.
girl.
Yeah,
Quit.
girl. That's
Hold
Is
right.
on,
there
Miss
anything?
Linda.
I know Couture was trying to talk, and I just really want to address the part of you speaking like I was trying to intimidate, and I'm seeing in the comments making it seem like I'm gaslighting. Like I'm just really not that vibe. Like I did not come to do anything but secure the premises and make sure
And you
whether
didn't even do that. You were
it's
so
what
late.
you see.
You didn't know
I will.
anything. You couldn't even wait the
Why are you
five
still
minutes
being
that we asked.
antagonistic? Because I
Because
didn't do
you're
what you
sitting
wanted
up
me to
here
do.
no, because you're
That's what
sitting
it
up
was.
here gaslighting and you
I'm
didn't stay
not.
the 5 minutes so we can fucking tell
Oh,
you
I did
what
not do
your
what you
job
wanted me to. I was
was.
trying to get back to the do
You damn
microphone
right we was
job as
trying
you
to
keep
tell you what
talking.
to do because we told
Why?
everybody what their job was.
Okay, we had already
But it
discussed
took
this
you
on
an
the call,
hour.
ma'am. I went.
You didn't know
You
what your
can't.
job was.
We had already discussed this on the call. Remember, you said you wasn't even in the group or the calls, huh?
Oh
You
my
went on the
gosh.
FaceTime.
You
Was you
weren't
on the
even in the
FaceTime?
meeting. You weren't
That's
even
what you
in the
told
meeting
me.
because we changed the fucking plan. We had
I
to.
don't.
So do you
Okay.
see what I'm saying? Why I said wait
No.
5 minutes
Why
and
are
we'll
you
let
still
you know?
talking?
You couldn't even do that.
Ma'am, look, I am not trying to go back and forth with you. It is what it is. There was a lack of
I'm just calling
communication
out
with
your
that.
shit. That's all.
What shit are you throwing?
No, no, I ain't throwing the shit. You're throwing the shit in the gas lightning. I'm
I,
just throwing it back at you
I don't.
so you
I
can
think you're misusing
understand.
the word gaslighting, and
No,
instead of being direct, because I'm not
no.
trying to gaslight anybody.
Mm,
Okay. Uh,
well,
but the fumbling of the gun thing to me, not trying. That's not my vibe. That's really my whole thing. And yeah. And I appreciate you guys. And you can have a conversation and you got your opinions of me because I do not bow down or submit to the things. Um, I just try to come in and
Who
give
do?
positive and show up when I need to show up for people. But I would
but you didn't even
appreciate you
show
don't,
up.
ma'am. I
I'm
flew.
just speaking the truth and you don't like it.
You're not. No,
You
you're
didn't
not speaking
even,
the truth.
yeah, you didn't
I
even
flew,
show up.
ma'am. I flew from one state to another. I showed up on time. I showed up before time. Actually, I showed up at one something after my meal. Then came back and showed up again at 3:40. And
And
then
I
came
was
back.
asked to
Ma'am,
stay
stop talking.
for
I'm talking.
five
Stop
minutes and
talking.
you
I'm
couldn't
talking,
even
please.
stay.
It
And you
relevance
couldn't
is
even
relevance
stay.
to you,
It
but
is
and then
relevance
came back and then
to
came back
govern
and
this is
showed up again.
protection.
What is the
An hour late. It's already in motion. Didn't need you.
my goodness?
Bye.
I just think that you're just really trying to create a narrative that's not correct. And
No,
I
you created it. We're just telling it.
you know what, in that text
Facts.
message, when I saw that when I got there at 3:30 and I saw you guys were just y'all were setting up everything, people were getting bags together, doing all the things. I'm like, shit, cool. I'm security. I'm not on the setup team. I'm on the security team. I secured. I knew what the things were, and I left to get dressed. I mean, that's all I got. I can't.
Question. Real quick question. When you were doing that, right? You was going around, right? You was looking at stuff. Didn't you? You
With
asked me a couple.
Quintora.
You asked me. I believe so. You asked
Mm-hmm.
me or the group a couple of questions. I said, Netta, please give us. I don't even know if I said your name, so I'm not going to even say that. I said, please
Mm-hmm.
give us 5 minutes. I said that twice.
I
I
kind of thought
said,
that
please
was the
give us
5 minutes, I
five
guess.
minutes twice. So, and we'll go over, all the security stuff. You didn't even do that.
And I keep hearing you reiterate that. But like I
Yeah.
said, my thought was to go back, get dressed, and get back to so we can have that 5 minute conversation.
When the
I
event
didn't
was
know.
already going,
No,
we
ma'am, it
already
was
had the
not.
first.
It
Ma'am,
didn't
see, you
start
don't
till
even know.
6. Okay,
We
what the fuck? That's
listen.
what I'm talking
We
about. The
the
communication.
first. We
I
had
don't
the
know if the
well. If you
order
was
is
there
this
on
one.
time and we had the meeting with you, then you would have known all the details. But you chose to leave to take your 3 minute/3 mile walk or whatever it was you was going to do and get dressed.
I mean,
And
this is
Andrea
just
told you that she had a shirt up there for you. Didn't matter what pants you had on.
why?
We
It's
all
my
had the
body.
shirt.
It's my
We
body.
all
I'm
had the
going to.
shirt.
You cannot
Same
tell me when
shirt.
the fuck to wash my
Oh
body.
my
Like, are you
god.
serious right now?
Oh
Like,
my god.
nobody said that this 3:30 was something that I had to be at and we were going to stay at. This
If
was a
you're part of
3:30 to
security,
put
why
in here
wouldn't
to
you
look at
be?
the property. Why would I be? Of course, on the call, the initial call was me to get there
If
early
the
and look
meet and
at the
greet
prior.
started at
I
4:45,
didn't know that. Where was
because you
that?
would, that's what we're saying.
There
You
was
You
wouldn't
nothing in
weren't
the
stay.
group.
present.
Oh my gosh, y'all acting like this. What you create the group for if we're not gonna communicate through it? I'm thinking this is the
Because
sole communication.
as you know, nothing
Mm-mm.
goes out till like the last hour or so, whatever, before
Understood.
the
That's
event.
why I sat at the damn bar and waited on y'all. That is the only fucking reason. I could have been went and took care of my business. This is the thing that's pissing me off. Y'all trying to create something that's not applicable here. I
It is
went and did. I
applicable
did the
because you
best,
weren't there at 3:30. You came at
ma'am. I
3:40.
did. So
You
the fuck
walked around
what?
for two. So the fuck what? See, that's the
10 minutes?
attitude that
Like,
we
what are
don't
you
want at the
saying?
Walk with the Ancestors. We
Girl, I'm
don't
not, I
need
don't work for the
somebody
Walk with the
like you.
Ancestors. I did a favor for Quatita.
And
This is
that's
not something,
fine. You
and
can
this
leave it
10 minutes,
there.
but
Yeah.
check this,
You
this 10
even just
minutes that you keep
simplifying it as
drowning,
just a
bro.
favor. You're not needed. You clearly
You
didn't
know what?
value it from the
I,
start with how you was
I've
playing
always
around.
valued her.
I
And y'all,
drove
if
13
anybody know,
hours
if
and
anybody
arrived
know
2
for real,
days
I don't
before
even
the
know you
event
whoever talking, but
to
if
secure
anybody
and make
know,
sure that
I have
Quatita was
always
okay.
valued her
If
and
you
I've
wanted to
always
do it,
treated her
you
with the
would have.
utmost.
And you
No, I'm
didn't.
saying, and I did. I did do it, and I
So
damn
to
sure
get
I
up here
did.
and continue to
To
keep
get up here,
gaslighting Lisa and
who is
think you're not gonna
gaslighting?
get the same thing
What the
back is
fuck does that even
ridiculous.
mean to y'all?
You
Because this
came
is
up
not.
here to cuss and yell
You.
and still
I
lie.
was see it
Gaslighting
always
It makes no
definition, Netta.
it.
sense. Just to come be bored. You could have stayed in
Are
the chat
y'all
with
for
us.
real?
We enjoyed
Are
you
y'all
down
for
there.
real right now?
That
Like this
job to
shit.
be bored for
Like
visual bye. aids.
who used to first? You know what? Everybody that's been with Katita for a long time know that Netta's always been around. She been quiet. She been a stand up. But now I'm on the screen because I'm not gonna be punked like this. This is some mean shit. I'm being real honest. Now, all y'all saying gaslighting, true, true, true. However you term gaslighting, I'm not sure what that means. Why? You think I'm whining? I'm really not. If you only knew, I'm being very honest with y'all. I don't fucking rock like this.
Gaslighting means Netta.
Lisa, if you say one more motherfucking thing to me,
What you gonna do?
you you didn't already call me out my name
What you
on
gonna
the thing,
do?
and I was being
What you
nice and
gonna
didn't
do?
say nothing to you. Just
What you
please
gonna
stop
do?
talking to me. I've asked that. Why are you
No,
being
because honestly,
antagonistic?
because you know what?
What? What are you trying to get
The
off?
way you came at me, mm, mm,
With
mm,
what?
mm.
The
No,
directness.
you're acting.
Let me tell you. Oh, you brought up this too, the license thing. When I'm in New Orleans, I don't take anything. I don't take no driving license. Only thing, everything stays in the room because that's where pickpocket happens. I go to New Orleans on time. That's one of my favorite places. You don't carry that. And I told Petita this on the phone, and
Understood,
we
but your
talked.
license
So
should have been in
therefore, when you
weeks
asked me
before.
that, but if you
The
guys were,
license should have been in
what's
the
the
You
week
thing
keep
before.
called?
saying what you told me on the phone, but you ain't told me none of this shit. Why you
Q.
doing that?
Q, I told you when you talked about this to me, I said, man, I just came from New Orleans. It was a hurricane in September. I
Yep,
said,
you
yeah, yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when we had this conversation.
I
I
remember
said,
it.
yeah, I
That's why I
came
know
around.
you didn't say none of this other shit.
Yeah, I told you I don't why did okay, let me give you another example. When we was
Okay.
in the team meeting and the clear bag thing, that came up because of that. You don't need any identification. You don't need nothing in dollars. You don't need to carry no purse. So that's why I said we need the clear
And
bags.
that's in a team meeting. But that's not a
Yeah.
conversation that you and I had.
The I'm talking about the initial conversation. I just took you to two different ones, but the initial conversation with you and I
Hmm.
told you specifically
That's why
about
I know you didn't tell me that Michael was coming because
yes,
I told you the 13th
yes,
and you kept saying that
yes,
was Easter or something. And I said,
mm-mm,
why the fuck you keep saying that you going to
mm-mm,
get a dress, Netta? And
mm-mm.
we laughed about that. You never
Right.
told me your husband was coming.
No, I told you the next call we had because at first I had me because you proposed this to me on that call right there. That was on the FaceTime call. You proposed, hey, come down, cool security. Not a problem. When I told you I would reach back out to you once I set my hotel. When I did know my flight, I reached back out to you and let you know I had gotten my flight. And I told you Michael is coming as well. I don't travel there by myself.
You didn't say that to me,
Either
or I
way,
would have conveyed it to my team.
quick Q, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not gonna ever call you a lot because you know how I feel about that. I know who you are, and I got a lot of respect. But I'm gonna just say shit might have got lost in traffic, but I have
Okay. I
yet
can
to
respect
not tell
that.
you that.
I
Yeah, I have not.
respect that.
Yeah, and then when I got to the hotel when we was downstairs on the call, when you called me, I told you Michael was here. You said, who you talked to? I said, Michael here. But this
Right.
is at
And I
one
let it
something.
go because
Yeah,
I'm
this at one
thinking like,
something.
why would she bring him when she know, for me, that's a security breach. I've met your
Uh-uh.
husband and I've
You
stayed in your house,
yeah. But
but
also,
that don't mean nothing.
but Q, check
You
this.
wasn't
This is
supposed to be there.
no, check this. He was not going to where I was going. I was going up to check the vicinity. He was staying downstairs. Only reason he came was because I sent you that text message at 11 something and let you know after I finished eating, I was going directly to the hotel because that is what we talked about on the call. Me getting
Correct.
in on the flight and going to check the vicinity. Now, all this other stuff that's been going on in the communication, this,
Yeah, but he wasn't
that ain't
supposed
what
to
I was
be in the
told.
building. He wasn't supposed to know where the hotel is at. That's
Q,
policy
It's
on
a
okay, well,
security
every
breach.
event.
if it was a security breach and I accept it and I respect it, but my whole thing is I'm never and as long as I'm walking, going to New Orleans alone and
So
walking the
was he
fuck
gonna
around.
be at the event then? Because
No, he
I'm
was
trying to
not. No,
understand.
no, he no. What I asked him to do was walk me to the event and go back. He had done that. He had walked me to the event after I went and got dressed. He walked me there and he went to go do other shit. I had to
No,
call him
you're not
crying.
making it make sense for me, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Please,
Because
please.
you just said that you had your piece on you. You know what I'm saying? You come
Yeah.
here all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what you down the street? So what would have been so scary?
My whole thing was the reason why I'm paranoid in New Orleans because I know it. And I also had a camera bag on my back and a 9mm in my backpack. I didn't even have it holstered before I got there. So no, I'm not secure at that moment. I'm literally walking around looking like a good hit because I got this big ass camera bag as y'all saw. So yeah, I that's always gonna be secure for me. Every time I travel to come to any of your events, I'm by myself. And you know that.
I
Net a
know,
quick
So
I know
question.
that.
yes,
Quick question. So
what's
when I
up?
was asking you about the license, it was because everyone, security, everybody, the people attending the event had submitted their license. You
Understandable.
hadn't. You
True.
hadn't. And
And
I think you said something like governess has it, or
mhm,
like from other events or something like that. But it
correct.
doesn't matter because we have to submit it, every single event.
Yeah,
That
and
is
I
the
use,
policy.
And can
and
I
I'm gonna
tell
be
you why
honest.
that's policy? Can I just state why we have that as policy? For the
Yes,
very reason that you're stating, if anything were to happen, we need to say who this person is. I don't give a fuck who it is. So if
understandable.
something happened to my security or it was a person that's working for me and the police come here, this is what we have. This is who we know this person to be. So then,
Understandable.
you know,
Yeah, I totally get that. But like I said, for me on the security side, I have sent that in so many times to different people, different emails, and I didn't feel like they
it's
were
all
secure.
public. You've only
Hold
sent
on,
it to
hold
me.
on.
You've
No,
only sent
Q.
it to me.
I sent it to Maya J, and I
Maya
sent it
J's
to.
email was my email. So
Okay,
you only sent it to me.
okay. Well, I'll take that. I'm assuming that this is already on file. If you're asking me to be security, I didn't. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I didn't even think to do it. I saw like a line when you talking about it. I just clicked out because that's not something that I was on my mind. I didn't need to do it. And y'all keep reiterating this is protocol, protocol. But if it was protocol and y'all saw my name on there and I didn't have no license, why nobody reached out to me? Y'all could have reached out and said, hey, Netta, send me your shit.
I
In
thought
any
that's what
moment.
Audria did when she said
I
that
didn't get
um
so
she
when I
didn't get it from you.
yeah, and that's when I told you, I said maybe she got the wrong number because she not texting me. And so
No,
that's when
I
I
didn't.
got
I
in the
didn't.
group.
And you know what? I didn't reach out to Netta, and I'm stating this for everybody to understand. I didn't reach out to her personally based on the phone numbers we had in that chat. I didn't reach out to her personally because I was like, we'll be able to find it somewhere in the emails. When I wasn't able to find it on Thursday evening, that I couldn't find it, I said, I'll get it to her when she shows up on Saturday morning. That's why immediately when I touched down and me and Lisa went through the binder, I looked at the binder with Aubrey, looked at the binder with Lisa. When me and Lisa went through the binder, Lisa said, okay, we're definitely going to get it to it tomorrow when she shows up because everybody usually has their ID with them. So, Netta, I can say this, that you are correct in that. I did not reach out to you personally for your ID.
I wish you could have just put it in the group. I would have sent it through there if it was that
Well,
big of a
because
deal. But
we already had everybody else's. And technically at first, even though I seen the IDs of all the security, I ended up at the last moment Thursday night around 11. I end up printing out Pam's, Majet, all the extra visitors, our Lexus, Carbon, mine, Aubrey, Lisa. I printed out everybody else's. I was like, let's just be on the safe side. I need everybody's stuff in here. The only person's stuff I didn't have in there was Platita's and yours. That was it. So that's why Lisa did ask for it on Saturday because I told her when I arrived on Friday I didn't have it.
and the ironic part about this is, she asked about it when I first came in when I had on my gray. When I came back, that backpack had my ID in it. I would have given it to her no problem. But it was the whole thing of coming at me like, oh, it took you too long to get dressed. That threw me like I'm doing my job.
I didn't say that.
What
Oh,
you
and
I,
you
you
touched
said
I
I
that
did
in the
feel
not
group.
say
you
Hold on,
said
that.
Miss Lisa.
you said I feel some kind of way about how long it took you to
No,
come
I
back.
said I feel suspect
Oh, okay.
of
That's
of that. I said you was gone for an hour. You told us 3 minutes. And then you said, no, I told you
who
three
the hell.
hours. Quintora
I
jumped
saw
in and
three
said, no,
man.
you said 3 minutes. Everybody heard you in that room. God, there was
I'm
five
still
of
not
us,
sure how
six
you
of
think a
us.
grown person get dressed in 3 minutes.
I
Y'all
didn't
knew what I was
I
going to
didn't
do. I
realize a
spoke
grown
that out
person
loud.
had to change when you had a shirt waiting for you.
What? Okay, that's interesting. I'm just gonna leave that there. But yeah, I wanted to be presentable just like you guys were. So yeah, I do take my
That's why
presentation
we had
correctly.
the shirt there for
But
you.
nobody
And
told
if
me.
you
I
had
don't even
those,
wear a large.
oh,
That's
oh
I
my
was never
God.
gonna wear their shirt. I
Y'all
don't. I
still
can't
can't
fit
hear
it.
me?
No, girl,
We
Oh,
hear
I
I
can
can
you.
hear
hear.
you.
My
You just came
goodness, let
in.
me just, cause this going too far. Y'all,
Yeah, it's
it's
going
going too
It's
down to
far.
stupid.
semantics. It's not.
Just
I'm just answering questions that y'all asking.
um, as far as the T-shirt, cause that's what we on now, right? But it was a few things. I ain't even gonna go back and bring it back forward, whatever the case, right? The T-shirts, I told you, we didn't know we had T-shirts, and that's
Correct.
word. You got a
Sure.
guest on your shirt just like I did. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And all of us got the shirts. Even folks that didn't get the shirts that saw them wanted to purchase them. So that's, you know what I'm saying, something else that
Yeah.
arose during the time. I told you, as far I told you about the, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
the
You did. True
uniform.
story.
I told you about the security. I was like, give us a minute. Just back to when Miss Lisa said, give me 5 minutes. You said that I walk with you. I just walked you to the front doors. You cut the corner, went back by the bathrooms, checked that, and came back up toward me, right? So
Yeah.
meanwhile, I got to take a phone call. Yes,
Hmm.
I stepped away from you, man. When I came back, your ass was gone. You ain't said, yo, but you did say, I'm gonna go through. I don't got no black bottoms. I'm gonna go to
Mm.
my car and throw on
I
my
ain't had no
J's.
car. I ain't got no car.
Yeah,
I ain't had no
I
car. But
promise. I promise. I heard you say my car or
oh,
my trunk.
I ain't got. I didn't
The
have. No, I
three
don't
minutes.
rent no
So
car
then,
in Orange. I never said
okay,
that. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe you misunderstood. I'm going back to my room to change.
and
That's
then that
probably
was the
that's.
3 minutes. I didn't hear 3 miles either. But nonetheless, like I said, I'm not even gonna go back that far.
Yeah,
But
because that's bullshit.
But it's
the whole
always
no, it
us
ain't bullshit.
misunderstanding. It's always us
Or it's non-communication,
misunderstanding.
right, Lisa? Or it's
That's
non-communication,
what you
right? Go
that's
back
what
to
you
that part.
said.
You keep
That's
But
what
so
you
with the
you
said.
keep trying to put
communication,
it on me,
because
but it's also
I'm not putting it
communication,
on
right?
you because it
hold
is
on,
you.
Miss Lisa, Miss
Because
Oh my
Lisa,
four people
gosh.
heard 3 minutes.
Miss
Either
Lisa,
way, like I
baby.
literally just I promise I apologize for using time that we know don't fucking exist. I literally was
Oh
going
my
back to change
God.
my fucking clothes. You guys knew that. I told her that. Either way, like I'm not gonna be charged up over going to take care of my personal hygiene as a fucking woman and being presentable to a aesthetic. I'm sorry.
Well, you
There's
had some
no
hours
apology for
before
that.
that to do that.
I did not have hours. I flew in that rising. I
You had
took
time
care
to
of
go to
my
the bar.
business. I commit. Ma'am, are you serious? Of me waiting
Yep.
on you? These are all of the like this. This is Petita. You know I love you dearly, and you know that. But this kind of situation that I did not even ask to be in, I showed up for you, and I'm being treated like some type of terrible ass human being for flying in, taking care of my business, having a husband to sit downstairs to protect me, making sure that I'm good when I go, making sure you good. And it's this whole thing like I'm just a horrible human. I don't deserve this. And you know it. But
So
you
let
can
me
sit
ask you
back
one
and play.
question, Netta. Hold on.
Who is
Why
this? Oh, thank you.
this cute?
The other
Yeah.
cue.
So we're going, you know, as far as when we talked on the phone, you didn't have to tell me necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
because there was a
Mm-hmm.
misunderstanding with, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
positions, roles, etc. For me,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, head of security, I knew what my, you know what I'm saying, for whether you was
You
building
had Q. You had
or
Q.
whether exactly.
Right.
However, because you wasn't there, we done
Mm-hmm.
ran through everything. Like they said, we ran through everything, and we was gonna run it down to you, and you gonna fall in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We already got people in place. People, by the time you got there, we already got folks outside. We was on the mic, on a walkie-talkie talking about we got boots on the ground. You understand? So like it was already in play. So
Mm-hmm.
I will say when we said 3:30, it wasn't said in parentheses plan to be ready,
Mm-hmm.
because the doors open to the show prior to the 6 o'clock go time,
Nothing
right?
communicated. Uh-huh. Right.
But see, we're not
But
gonna
I'm
put that in the chat. You know,
true. But
I'm
I
big
just
on
right.
need to know, right? That shit
Right.
could get leaked, it could get forwarded, it could get, and we're not gonna do that and
Can
have a
I pause you right
replay.
quick, Q? Let me tell you why I think this. So when I said so, you know, I got that early, 1:30 ish. Then she
Right.
sent the text. Audrey sent the text out, 3:30. So I'm thinking that's the time we gonna check the property. We're gonna go do the thing. That's what I'm
Okay.
thinking, not to stay. So, because the event don't start to 6, I had to go back into the thing to even find out when it started. But go ahead.
Okay. So when you did get there, or whenever, you say you thought you told Quatita already that your husband was coming, but
Did
he should have got vetted. You don't think he should have went through the same process, or you was on
he
the
was
fact
never
that
gonna
she had
stay.
met him prior to that, it was all good? Because if that person, if you got to get dropped off in an Uber, if you can't get dropped off by your people, brother, sister, cousin, nobody, unless it's, you know what I'm saying, that's written too. So the same rules apply, right?
That's
So looking at it
understandable.
as a bigger picture, when
Yes,
we
sure.
got word that the husband was even on ground, unbeknownst, yeah, it was a go time. Oh shit, not an
That's
insider
interesting.
threat.
That's very interesting, being that, like she said, she stayed in our home. And yeah, no, I did tell her. I know she does not remember, and I respect that. And that's okay. I made sure I told her because I know how she is about that. And I also made sure I told her because that's not New Orleans, is not a place I feel safe in myself. So I understood why she wanted me to come down and do security. And I told her I got my own security, which is my backup, my husband. So yeah, no, I'm readily and I'm okay with taking that. But I'm not okay with sitting up here making it seem like I'm on some goofy ass type shit, trying to do some, like, I don't got time for that. And I know she know that. And a lot of people on this call do too. But you're trying to make it seem like it's something it's not. That's all I
Oh my
got. So
God.
that's why I was just telling,
Okay.
and 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 and, and,
Gratitude. You can step down
and
now. So
Quatita,
that's all you got.
Lisa, you really have to work on not
No,
being
ma'am.
seeming like a mean girl, because you really seem like you trying to get me to react in a
I don't
very,
want you to
very,
react. I'm just
yeah,
speaking
you are. Hey,
facts. I'm
Quatita,
just speaking facts.
what facts?
The
Everything
facts
Quatoran
that
has
you were
said to me been
suspect.
facts. Everything Quatoran has said to me been facts. The way things
Mm.
moved and shook been facts. She didn't get up here and talk
Mhm.
down on me and say I did this and that and fumbled and all these kind of things, because that was not true. She didn't
Wait,
get
You
let
up
me
here and
did
add
call
in.
me
Let me
no
fumble.
add in real
bitch.
quick.
I
Hold
didn't
on,
get
Netta.
called no bitch by her,
With
huh?
the weapon, you did listen here. Getting it out
What's
your
up?
bag, putting it on your hip. You had
Yeah.
that some bitch in your hand, yeah.
Yeah. But
You
my
you
finger was
you
not on
had
the
it in your
trigger, but I
hand,
had to get it in there.
not
How I'ma
on your
holster it?
holster,
How
not
I'ma
on your
holster? It
holster,
wasn't
right, for
my
the
host,
adjustment. So,
but my holster was never on my body until then.
but it could have
Everything
went
was in
on
the
as a
backpack.
unit. Okay, and Quintita, Aubrey,
I ain't gonna
I
intimidate y'all
said,
with no. I didn't see.
now hold
That's
the line,
crazy.
hold the line. Let me, because this might iron it out. I did say, yo, she's gonna say she was getting in uniform. Did I not?
There you go. That's exactly what was happening. You gotta get it in a adjust. What are you
I did
doing?
say that. However, comma,
Yes, you
right
did.
at that moment, nah, man, you could have held off.
But
You could have
but
held off for
check
a
this
second
though.
or
But
two.
my whole thing is,
Was
I'm not thinking I'm
intimidating.
gonna get
You
put the
tried
fuck
to
out.
intimidate
No,
her.
no, no. I was not thinking I was gonna get put the fuck out. I think Lisa was gonna ask me some questions. I was gonna answer. Cool, cool, cool. Let me get the business. That's what I was thinking about the whole time. I was rushing. Get the business, get the business. So when I came in there, Lisa said, "Hey, man, I got to talk to you about something cool, cool." I'm doing what I need to do. But once again, I'm not ever going to try to intimidate anybody. I don't need to. Especially now when I got a goddamn gun on my hip. There's no need to intimidate a person. That's a threat that I don't need to do. Like, what the hell? Like, y'all, come on now. Q,
Well, at this point, this is what I can
yeah,
say.
cool. I
So
really
it's
want
been
to see what this chat saying too. I'm sure it's blowing me up, but I
well.
just
That's
don't
what I
want to play
actually, to
punk no
be
more.
honest, that's what I've been paying attention to is the chat.
Yeah, that's rough. I'm
But
sure.
it's it's been a little rough in these
Yeah,
streets, in these YouTube streets. But I can say this: um, this has been an experience for everybody. We can
true
agree,
story.
disagree, because we are all adults here, right?
Agreed.
Whether if
Having
we,
us.
I'm saying, like, we're able to have this conversation, this communication with one another now. Do I wish that we could have did things probably differently? We've learned from that. We've listened to you, you've listened to us. Hopefully, you weren't felt too disrespected. And I'm doing this from a professional standpoint of view. I
True
know, and
story.
I know, but
I've
because
never been in this
we
position
have to
before.
we have to end this part. And when it comes down to the communication, and this is how I'm going to end it, and then I'm going to drop some people down. So the reason why the communication started to slow down in that big chat that we had, Miss Netta, and I should have probably told you this, is because everybody was there. So I got everybody in my face that is working except for you. So now I'm still being pulled in the both directions. I understand it. A manager has a lot on their shoulders. And for the most part, honestly, I try to do my best with handling it all. And sometimes it is a lot, but we still work it through, and I delegate. And so, with that being said, again, this is a lesson learned from us for each event. We try to get better. Just like the first aesthetic, hell, I was outside with Chaz, remember, and she was teaching me the basics of security. So we understand growth, we understand criticism. We didn't like how things had played out, and therefore, in that moment, with what we were working with Miss Netta, we made an executive decision about it, and the team was supported in that decision at that time. Quatita did not know, did not know.
No, I
Even when she
respected it
got up
too.
today, even when she got up here today and started talking, she didn't want to mention your name at all. She didn't. She just said, like she went around your name. She didn't say it at all. And so moving forward, we have learned, we will go back to the table, we will discuss this, we will continue to improve, we will continue to grow as a company as well. But in that moment, we made an executive decision, and that's what we have to stand on, because we made it in that decision. We made that decision.
And I respected it in that moment. I never gave y'all any kickback. I literally picked my bag up the first time she asked me. And the second time, after me and Quintura talked, she said she wanted to clear some stuff. We talked. I walked out the door. I'm
Yes,
never going to
you
be
did.
disrespectful to an event. And that's what I kept saying. I'm hearing y'all talking like she's loud and all this. I was just talking like, what the hell? What am I? Yeah, so I just don't like, I just didn't like the fact that I was being slandered. I was being called out my name in the comp, like people people saying I'm doing like intimidation. Like, no, go. Like, get that shit to somebody else. That's not my MO. And that's just straight like that. I'm a very timid and I sit to the fuck back. And I think that's what fucks with people.
Right, hold on, Miss Netta. Miss Christy
Yeah.
Love in the chat. Hey, y'all, can y'all remove Miss Christy Love? Because let me tell you something, Miss Christy Love. You said this whole conversation on live here is unprofessional. Bitch, fuck you twice.
We can grow from here too. It don't have to be like no like we can grow.
Get
We
rid of
all
Christy
fucking
Love, y'all.
melanated people. We can fucking grow through this shit too.
Because see, what happens is that we came on here to talk about our event, because see, these are the things that y'all don't see that go on in the background. So regardless if we wanted to put it out here or not, that's totally up to the company. That's totally up to our CEO. But Miss Christy Love, what you won't do is get your cross-eyed ass up here and get to talking shit also. That's what you won't do.
Oh my gosh, these fucking
My pay
comments.
attention to the chat. Get these motherfuckers out the chat, please. Because they're doing something to my system over here.
Like, stop,
I
Miss
can't
Christy
even
Love.
do
You don't need, like, because
it.
we, whether you like this or not, you had the opportunity to log off moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when I let the comments slide on here, but bye, Miss Christy Love. Fuck you and the cross-eyed horse you done rode in here on.
That's the
But
first time I
is
heard
it,
that one. That's a good one.
oh, sorry. My grandma used to say it. So, but we've learned from this, and to be
Sure
honest,
said that.
we want to, in this part of it, because we still got some more things to talk about. So I'm gonna remove you from this so that Miss Quatita can go on to the next thing that happened that weekend, because we've been on this part for 2 hours.
Get that person out of here that's spelling niggas. We don't give a fuck. That means nothing to me. I don't even do racism because it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean nothing. Get that person out of here. Watch the chat, mods. It's obvious they fucking with my system. It's obvious what's going on. This has been a 2 hour conversation. She's wrong. That's on period. She's
Is,
wrong. You know what I mean?
is she choppy on y'all's end? I'm sorry, Quatita.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
Baby, you're very choppy. We can't make out nothing, mama.
I don't know why it's breaking up like that.
They just fucking with you. That's all it can be.
Shit. Yeah, I was supposed to do something else. It shouldn't have been a 2 hour conversation, but it is. Can you hear me?
No, ma'am. Maybe a fresh live. I don't know.
She says she's gonna end it and I think come back maybe.
Okay, I'll keep
Yeah.
my